All right, and we are back once again. Sorrow Eternal here, Murmaider, and I'm here with Hell 22.
Oh, and it's so great because this is episode 22.
That's right.
You know why I have the 22 in my name?
Why is that?
I don't remember. It's been a long time. Actually, I do remember, but that's a story for another day.
All right. We also have here Christine with us, who doesn't want to talk, but she is here.
She is the master behind all of the emails that go out to you fine band folks for interviews and stuff of the like.
So today we have a couple of reviews that we want to share with you. Hell 22, you did a review on the band Omit, right?
Yes, I did. It's actually a really interesting band and album. I was ready to write a review and sat down and went, oh, this one's only 5 tracks. I'll bang this out in no time. I hit play and noticed that the 5 tracks total 85 minutes. So Now I'm staring in the face of a melodic doom metal album, which could mean anything, that's 85 minutes long. So I hit play, and about 5 minutes into it, I knew that this was an album I was not going to be forgetting. Because melodic doom, in this case, is not exactly what you think it is. It's basically taking the traditional doom metal style, like a My Dying Bride, you know, the slow drum beats, kind of the depressing tone, but adding in a female vocalist, no male vocals, just female vocals, and her range is just off the charts. So she's singing so beautifully, but the lyrics are just so depressing. And it's just this weird contrast of, you know, it's that Beauty and the Beast thing we always talk about.
Right.
And it's just an incredible album. It actually has to span over 2 discs because of the length of the album. Name of the album is Repose, which means to be at rest. But definitely give that one a check out. They're from Norway, Oslo specifically, and I think this is an album that anyone who's a fan of doom should really take a listen, because this might redefine what you think about the genre.
Well, now when you say melodic doom, I mean, I'm picturing like My Dying Bride meets, Arch Enemy.
No.
Is that what you mean by the melodic sense?
No, in the melodic sense, I mean the vocals are melodic.
Okay.
You know, it's the traditional doom music, but very sweet melodic vocals.
Gotcha.
It's almost like taking an opera singer and putting her in a doom band.
Gotcha.
It's interesting. The best comparison I actually came up with was taking My Dying Bride, but having Lisa Johansson from Draconian as their singer.
I was going to say almost like Draconian. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty
just without the male vocal.
Right. Gotcha.
So, now, Murmaider, you did a review for a band this week, Ars Moriendi?
Yes, Ars Moriendi. They are French. I'm not going to attempt to say the name of the album, but you guys can check it out on our site. They just did their new album, and I have to say I was pretty impressed. It kind of reminded me of Opeth mixed with Burzum, which is odd, and yeah, you don't really hear that. They are a progressive black metal band, and the reason why I mix these 2 bands together when I compare them is that a lot of the guitar work and the song structure reminded me of Opeth, and then more of the vocals was a lot more black metal style of vocals, the screeching like growls more than like deeper. He did change his growls up a little, and there was also some clean singing, but most of the album was like the black metal screaming that you know. And besides that, I mean, the album is 5 tracks long. 3 of the songs are well over 10 minutes long, and the other 2 are like 6 and 7 minutes long. So it's pretty lengthy album. And I mean, I definitely enjoyed it though. The music was great. There's a lot of different instruments that they used on it, and there's some piano involved that really some beautiful piano playing on the album. But I would definitely check it out, especially if you're a fan of either Opeth or Burzum or any other band like that. I think you'd like them.
Interesting.
But now you have another one that you did this past week, and it's the band Falloch.
Yes. Now this is one that I was very intrigued by, I have to admit, because when I found them, they were listed as Celtic post-metal, which is, you know, an interesting combination of 2 really weird things. They are from Scotland. As of this moment, it's actually only a two-piece band, and I can definitely see the assertion that it is post-metal, but the Celtic part doesn't come into play a whole lot. There's like little bits where there's some flutes and stuff like that, but it's not really a Celtic heavy album. It's not like a Sweet Opera where it's or Corpaclani where it's like a folk band.
Right.
This is it's just small elements mixed in. But the album is called Where Distant Spirits Remain, and really nice. It's kind of this clean singing, slightly off key at times, but very melodic, clean singing with these post-metal passages in between. A lot of times when you think of post-metal, you think no vocals, but this definitely, the vocals get stronger as the album goes on, and just a lot of really good stuff to get into there. And I mean, it's definitely kind of a downer of an album when you really listen to it, but at the same time, the guitar work is really sharp, the drumming's really sharp, so if you have some time, I suggest that you go out and get that one, because I think you will thoroughly enjoy it. Now, Murmaider, you did another review this week. I can never remember the name of the band. It's some band from Atlanta.
Yes.
What was it again?
I did a review on the new Mastodon album.
Who?
Mastodon.
Oh, Mastodon.
The Mastodon.
Are there more than one?
They just came out with their new album. It's called The Hunter this past Tuesday, and I was very excited. Of course, I got my copy. I know you got your copy.
I did.
And I loved the album. I mean, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. It's so different and so out there, and I mean, you can't compare it to anything that they've done before. It's very strange, a lot of it. I was caught off guard by a lot of it, but I really liked it, and I mean, I feel like they stepped away from the progressive side of their normal sound. A lot of the songs that they played were some were 2.5 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them were 3 minutes long, and at most 4 to 5. So they didn't have like that length of songs like they usually do, or at least compared to Crack the Sky. But it definitely, I mean, the first track right off the bat, Black Tongue, was a great opening track to the album, and I feel like it's definitely like something that Mastodon sounds like before they started changing things up in the album. The first song was really good, and then it gets a little weird at times. There's a song called Creature Lives that I'm sure a couple of you know about, and I don't know, it's causing a lot of talk right now. Some people are not so crazy about it. Other people seem to like it. I don't mind it. I'm not crazy about it myself, but I don't not like it. It's not them, though. It doesn't really sound like a Mastodon song. They do a lot of light singing in that song, and really throughout the whole album, there's actually a lot more singing than growling like they have done in their past albums, which is cool though. I had a feeling, since Crack the Sky was also kind of more clean singing than anything else, that maybe they were going to continue in that direction, which clearly they did. But I mean, besides that, I would definitely check out the album, give it a shot. For all the Mastodon fans out there, for those of you who aren't Mastodon fans or don't know them, I think this is a great time to jump in even now, and just be aware that if you go back to their other stuff, that it's all different every album that you go back. But that's what I liked about them, is that they keep putting out a different style of music every time. They're not like copying their old albums always, or trying to sound the same every single time, and that can get kind of boring after a while. So I like how they kept things unique in certain areas. But
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to cut you off, but I think we need to move on to our band of the month.
Yeah.
And we wanted to spend this podcast talking about the band that we decided was going to be our band of the month for the first time. It's our inaugural vote. And we came up, after kind of talking it over, there were a lot of bands that we could have picked, but we ended up picking Mastodon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess that's kind of good. So, we can just continue this discussion. I mean, as far as the album goes, as you know, I got my copy.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the album. However, I can definitely understand a lot of the criticism of the album. because they went from Crack the Sky, which obviously got them a lot of critical and commercial success.
Right.
And everyone was wondering where they were going to go. There were pictures of Dave Grohl in the studio. Didn't actually turn up on the album. Yeah. But everyone was kind of curious as to where they were going to go. And this is what they came up with. And I like it a lot. And I think, as you mentioned, Black Tongue is a great song. But then you get some of the weirder tracks. For instance, one of the ones that gets stuck in my head relentlessly, The Curl of the Burl. Mm-hmm. I'm just not sure. Like, I know I like it because I keep replaying the song, but I don't know what it is about it that I like.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the first 5 songs have basically commanded most of my attention on the album. So you got Black Tongue, Curl of the Burl, Blasteroids, which, as you mentioned, is only 2 minutes and 30 seconds long.
Right.
Stargasm, and Octopus Has No Friends. Yeah. Now, just in those 5, 4 of them have stupid titles.
Yeah.
Which was the other thing, that it almost seemed like the titles were a joke. You know how some bands, they release like working titles going up to the release of an album, like, oh, we just recorded a song, we're going to call it, Shit in a Box, you know? Yeah. And then right before the album comes out, they announce the official track listing, and then it's like the song is actually called like, My Heart Hurts or something, but Shit in a Box is the working title. And it felt like most of these song titles were like just throwaways. Creature Lives.
Yeah.
All the Heavy Lifting.
Yeah, right.
But that said, I can't argue. The album's good. Yeah. It is good.
What did you think of the album artwork?
I have to be honest. The original, the red cover, with kind of the almost side view, the diagonal view of the head.
Yeah.
I didn't like it first because it didn't really fit with all their other artwork.
Right.
Then the special edition is the black one with the straight on view.
Right.
Which is, I thought at the time I liked more. But I would say that my opinion of the artwork has changed dramatically. Again, I still don't think it fits in with the rest of their artwork, but they kind of turned it into something where, there's the side view, there's the front view. If you get the special edition of the album, I think the one from their website, the card actually has a back view of that same creature, with the 3 mouths and whatever. Yeah. And it's kind of becoming this kind of all-around look. And I think that's, they definitely thought it out.
Right.
Which I didn't think they had from the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't, you like the artwork, right?
Yeah, I do. I was a little iffy about it at first because, like you said, it wasn't exactly, it wasn't even from the same artist. That they actually got a new artist,
and you're a big fan of the previous artwork.
Yeah, Paul
you actually have it tattooed all over your body, which is, it's weird enough that he has it, but it's even worse when he decides he's going to show people in the middle of Grand Central Station. Not really. He doesn't actually have it.
Not yet. Yeah,
not yet. One day.
But yeah, back to the names. I mean, a lot of it kind of worried me at first when they first released Curl the Burl. Even listening to that song, I wasn't that crazy about it, but it's definitely grown on me a lot. And I feel like I feel like a lot of the Mastodon albums kind of take some time to grow on you completely, like from front to back. Or at least when I first got into Mastodon, I mean, I was trying to get into Leviathan, and I'd pick a couple songs here and there that I liked more than others, and then, I mean, it's to where now I love every single song on the album, and I feel like it's going to be the same with this one too. And like you said, Curl the Burl, it's catchy, and it's weird.
Well, let's get into a little lyrical content here. I have in front of me the lyrics for Curl of the Burl.
Okay.
Let me just give you the first verse and the refrain here, okay?
All right.
I killed a man 'cause he killed my goat. I put my hands around his throat. He tried to reason with the sky and the clouds, but it didn't matter 'cause they can't hear a sound. Whoa, whoa, it's just the curl of the burl. It's just the curl of the burl. That's just the way of the world. It's just the curl of the burl. Now, I understand that my spoken word version is not nearly as good as the original, but come on. Those lyrics are pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that was a good impression.
I'm trying here,